Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua Wertenteil. I'm a senior account executive here at Adventure Media, and today we're going to talk about local service ads. Local service ads, or LSA, is an ad type that makes it easy for local businesses to connect with their customer and track their performance. LSAs show up at the very top of the page, right under the Google search bar. Google has reserved this very special real estate just for the local businesses, right at the very top. LSAs show up when someone searches HVAC near me, or fix a toilet near me, or even just HVAC. LSAs will always show up. The types of businesses that could use LSAs are ones that provide a specific service and have a physical locations, including lawyers, plumbers, technicians, barbers. Any of these businesses can have local service ads. In terms of qualifications, anyone whose business falls into one of these categories can do local service ads. An exciting development that happened actually just a month ago is even if you're the only business in your industry, in your area, doing local service ads, you can now do it. We had a client a few years ago who was a lawyer in Alaska, and he was the only lawyer in the city doing local service ads, and he was not allowed to do it. Now, a month ago, they said you could be the only lawyer in your city running local service ads, and you can have the entire market to yourself. Now we're going to take a closer look at what the customer actually sees when they look at your local service ad. And we're going to talk about three different things. The first being the Google Guarantee badge. As you can see, it's boxed in right over there. In order to get this Google Guarantee, you have to go through the Google screening and verification process through local service ads. If you're backed by a Google Guarantee and a customer comes to you through your LSA and you do a service for them, and for whatever reason the customer didn't like your service, Google may actually reimburse that customer. Therefore, a customer is way more likely to click on a brand that has a Google check. And this Google check is only for LSAs and not for regular pay-per-click ads. The second component are the ratings and reviews. These two numbers are critical together. Having a great rating without reviews is meaningless. If you have a 5.0 rating and 10 reviews versus a 4.4 rating over 300 reviews, the customer is way more likely to choose the latter due to the sheer magnitude of reviews. The business bio gives you the opportunity to highlight things about your business. Most businesses like to highlight how long they've been in the industry for, the areas and neighborhoods they serve, when they're open. Are you open during the weekend? Are you open at night? The more you can highlight in the beginning, the better it is. Now we're going to discuss what makes local service ads so unique. When Google AdWords was first introduced in October of 2000, it was the pay per impression model, meaning you pay for just people to see your ad, like you would a billboard or a newspaper ad. Then in 2002, Google Ads revolutionized the advertising world with a pay-per-click model. However, whether the customer is clicking on the ad with no intention to buy the product, or the customer bought the product right away, the advertiser is paying the same amount for that click. LSAs came along and revolutionized this process even more. It was a groundbreaking revolution. It was the pay-per-lead model, meaning you only pay if you actually receive a call, a message leads, or book jobs. If they're not paying if you click on the ad or anything like that. And this leads to much higher conversion rates. LSAs are meant to be used with PPC, with pay-per-click. If you're using one and your competitor is using both, your competitor is going to be clicked on much more than you. If you're using both, you have the option to be shown on top, in the middle of the page, and on the bottom of the page, and way more likely that the customer is going to click on you. The way budgets work in LSA is you're able to set a weekly budget and a max per lead budget, meaning I could tell Google I want to spend $10,000 a week, but I don't want to spend more than $200 for any given phone call. So now, how do you know how much to actually set your budget at for a week or any lead? So we like to say you should spend 15% of your profits on advertising. Now, obviously, depending on different advertisements you're doing, you may want to tweak the equation a little bit. But it's pretty simple. You have $15,000 in gross sales. After costs, you have $10,000. 15%, you have $1,500 divided by 4, $375 a week. Great. Now we need to tell Google how much do we want to pay for an actual bid. So you have to look at your business. Let's say in any given job, you get $100 of profit. So you tell, and in LSAs, we see roughly like a 25% conversion rate. 1 in 4 jobs become a booked lead. So you want to tell Google, I want to pay $25 per lead and not more than that. And there you have your budget. Now let's discuss the best practices while using LSAs, starting with the 3 R's. The first one, radius. You want to be as close as possible to your target location. You don't want to be targeting 100 miles away. If you have two locations that are 50 miles apart, then one location should be targeting 25 miles around it, and the other location will be targeting 25 miles around that one. Here, this is a brand that we have that it has one location in Cincinnati, and it has one location in the blue. So this screenshot was taken from the location in the blue, where see there's really a kind of a line. As you get closer to Cincinnati, we just stop showing ads because the Cincinnati location is now closer to that area. Reviews. As I said before, reviews are very important. You have to get them however you can. A few suggestions that we have is get a business card, put a QR code that leads straight to the review page, give it to the customer when you leave their house and say, hey, if you like what we did, leave a review. Another option is an incentive program. Say to the customer, hey, we'll give you 10% off if you leave us a review on your next job. That way, not only are you getting a review, you're also getting a phone call the next time that customer needs a job. The third R is responsiveness. Respond to your leads. If you're not going to be answering the phone, you should not be running LSAs. If you know your business is going to be closed during the weekend, on Sunday or 10 p.m. at night, don't be running ads on Sunday or 10 p.m. at night. However, if you do have a call center that is able to answer their phone and book appointments for the next day or the next week, then you should definitely say you're open 24/7. Photos is another great way to stand apart. We've seen huge differences in conversion rates between companies that have photos and companies that don't. It makes your brand look way more trustworthy and authentic to the customer. In addition, you want to highlight different things about your business, whether it's different financing options, different certifications that you may have. The more you're able to give Google, the more Google is going to do for you. Once everything is set up, it's not enough just to leave it. You have to be active, like I was here on Sunday running the New York City Marathon. I'm still smiling in this picture. You should have seen me later. You need to make sure to mark your leads. It's not enough just to answer the phone. You need to go into Google and say, I booked this job. I completed this job. When you do this, Google knows that you're actually following up the leads. If you're not following up the leads, your ranking will simply drop and your ads will stop being shown. Another thing you need to do is dispute leads. From time to time, you may pay for phone calls that are either spam or it might be a customer calling for a plumber when you're in fact an HVAC company and you don't do plumbing. All you need to do is go in, dispute the lead, and Google will simply give you credit for that phone call. Next, as we said before, it's very important to get reviews. It's also extremely important to respond to reviews, especially bad ones. Instead of trying to get a bad review taken down, respond to the review. Respond to it respectfully. Try to resolve the issue. That way, when a customer sees that, they'll be like, wow, this company actually cares about me. They actually care about the services they're providing. Google has a lot of different advertising solutions. What makes LSAs unique are A, it shows up at the top of the page. B, the Google Guarantee Badge. It builds a trust between the customer and the local business. And 3, the pay-per-lead model. You know you're only paying when you get a qualified message, phone call, or book job. That's the LSA way. Thanks for listening.